Ogy Anime presents.
Hi everybody, so today I'm going to interview Otaku Joe. Otaku Joe is a traveling vendor that goes to many conventions and even has a sort of thrifting type of business model he goes by. He sells new to old anime as well as figures, blankets, plushes, and other merchandise as well. So with that, let's begin the interview.
Yo, Joe, what do you show?
Go. We got Hyper Police here. I got a homemade box, the house set that was made by Image Animator. Sadly, there was never a box ever made for this set, but someone was nice enough to make an actual box for it.
Wow.
It's really good. This set. So otherwise, you're never going to get a box for Hyper Police unless one day, maybe, hey, fingers crossed, Discotheque could license the series on Blu-ray. Wouldn't that be nice?
Hey, Joe, what do you know?
What's going on, Justin? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty
And
good.
everyone else?
Who are you and how did you start this delicatessen, if you will?
I've been going to conventions, as everyone else does, since 1999. My first convention was actually JPAX. And then I went to SugoiCon in Atlanta, Kentucky in 2000. And then after that it was Anime Central. And then it was OhioCon. It was kind of a loop after that. Just those are the same cons I was went to. I am a regular attendee just like everyone else at this point. I don't know anything more than I just want everything anime consumed in my life. Anime, honestly, is what kept me honestly going, because otherwise my childhood wasn't hard. I had a lot of friends, but I always had something missing, and I didn't find out what that was until I met a new group of friends later on. I guess I was calling them like my anime friends, my anime nerd friends, and I just had much, I don't know, it was like a void was filled once I got to know these friends, and I just wanted everything to do with anime. My first introduction to anime actually would recognize as anime was Oh My Goddess.
Oh, okay.
Oh My Goddess. Followed with Tenshinoi OVA. I was really in love with anime. In the meantime, I was watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, like a lot of others were. But this is no, never mind. I started off with VHS tape, which is really on Toonami before Adult Swim really got big. This is late 90s. Started off with VHS tapes, $30 a tape for just 2 episodes. For Dragon Ball Z, it was very expensive. I didn't have the money, but my friend Brandon at the time did. So, but it just kind of all went from there. I always knew something was different. Like, this is not your typical like American cartoon. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Dragon Ball Z, that was what I really liked. I really liked it a lot. And I had seen other anime in the past, like on Sci-Fi, like Project Echo, a cut version of Urosu and Doji, late at night, of course. But I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. Project Echo, Ninja Scroll was also on there. That was actually, I'm pretty sure that was uncut. But this is when I was 10, 11. Never really could put my finger on it until later on when I was exposed to them. And then I realized what anime was when I was 14 or 15. And that's when, like I said, I recognized getting into anime with Oh My Goddess. And then I just wanted to eat up everything anime. And this is where I am now today, kind of, except this is way more history. But I am Joe, and my business is OtakuJoes, and I started off with just a little table, except the little table didn't consist of like a huge section of VHS. With VHS, DVDs, and maybe a couple figures. And then over the next, times I was able to go to conventions. My friend at the time would get table swaps, because he was running a local show, a local anime convention just for one day in Toledo, Ohio, at college. So he got the ability to share con tables with other conventions, and then they would let him sell his stuff just to help support the show. And he's like, hey, you want to come? And that's kind of how we got started. And then we started going to more conventions and selling. And one day we decided, you know what? Why don't we actually do this for real? Because the feeling it is like selling and making people laugh and happy You know, when I'm selling them something awesome, whether it was cheap, expensive, or just getting new, you know, someone who's just conversating about our favorite anime, like me and Berserk. My favorites, obviously. Now, if you know me, you know I'm the Berserk guy. But yeah, that's really where it started. Garo Shinoshi-con, or Glass City Con was the name of that convention. But I started selling stuff, technically. And then after that, we started going to more conventions. You know, we kept getting free tables, just one table at a time. We were just splitting the table or our space. And then eventually we had the opportunity to actually buy a space and do this for, you know, go a little bigger. And then after that, it just exploded. And then eventually we became big, but we eventually parted ways in 2015, and that was when OtakuJoes came together. And now 2015 into 2022, minus COVID. You know, this is where I am now. All of this, all what you see, all behind, figures everywhere, wall scrolls, blankets, of course, tons of DVDs and Blu-rays. A lot of times I'll have laser discs, I'll have vinyl records, I'll have music CDs, I'll have art books. I'll have a lot of weird knickknacks sometimes, whatever I can get. Sometimes some Studio Ghibli things, pencil boards, just whatever I can get that's unique. But with Japan being closed because of COVID, it's just been a lot harder to grab certain things. So now that Japan's opening, and I'm going to be in Japan actually in like a week and a half, yay! I'm going to be buying all that stuff again. So in the meantime, it's kind of just been DVDs and Blu-rays, blankets, figures, wall scrolls. Because A, I don't have room, and B, I'm really low on stock of my laser discs, my records, CDs. It's like I can go all over and get them third party, but I can't afford to resell them. Japan's the best place to get them. So now Japan's going to be open, or it is open. I'm going to be going, and I just can't wait to go. So other than that, though, I'm still going strong. I've had some hardships, like we all have had, but I'm still trying to push forward and trying to be positive, like we all should. Because in the end, you know, minus good friends and family, and also anime, where else would I be besides at an anime convention? So, hail anime!
So you started off with Oh My Goddess. So was that directly watching it from the VHS, or did you get like the single issues and slowly discover it?
I got a copy VHS from a friend. So I watched a copy. It was a 6-hour tape. Back then you could maximize your tape. And a friend had Oh My Goddess, the 5-episode OVA of Oh My Goddess, and Tenchi OVA was on. So it was kind of stretched out. It was definitely an old tape, but it did its job. And I literally, when I put on the first episode of Oh My Goddess, the feeling it made, you know, how it made me feel inside, you know, it was like chills down my spine. And even though I didn't really know what anime was, I just knew the things I'd seen in the past, and even DBZ, it all kind of was starting to match up now. I'm like, this is what I've been looking for. You know, except now I was told, hey, this is Japanese animation. And then I obviously finished the OVA, and I was touched, big time. I just, the feelings I had, I couldn't get enough of anime. And then of course we instantly watched. I was with my friend Kevin. We were watching it, and I was instantly I wanted everything. So I watched Tenchi OVA, and I already knew I was gonna love anime. But after I watched the OVA of Tenchi, I didn't care what it was. I was in love with anime.
Now, once upon a time, I can recall when you were at one of the AWA shows, you had some sort of thrifting element to your booth. Like people can come in and trade in stuff. How did you come up with that, or was it just part of the initial business plan?
Well, going to like your own, you know, resale shops within your area. Most everyone has the ability to go to a resale shop and go buy, you know, records or movies. And ours had some anime, not a lot, but I would of course, I bought used anime, I bought used video games all the time. And then when I had the ability to make my own booth, I'm like, you know what? I really enjoyed that, and there's always people trying to sell stuff or upgrade. So I'm like, why don't I throw that in my business structure? Why don't I trade or buy and sell? Why not? Because sometimes some people just don't know what to do or where or how to. Of course, over the years, you know, online has become bigger and bigger, but the trade-ins have really helped me excel with my business too. But now everything is kind of changing. Streaming is really heavy, and COVID has really accelerated many with trying to resell on their own. The third-party sales like eBay, Mercari, or even Facebook, or which I get. They want to maximize the dollars so they can use it to buy more things. Which why wouldn't you want to do that? But in small companies like myself, where I kind of really relied on that stuff, and now I don't get those trade-ins anymore because I can't offer quite enough. I can't offer enough, which I get it, because I need to resell it. That really does kind of hurt the business. So I'm in the middle of kind of restructuring my business right now, and I'm going to not actually be carrying as much media in the future. Eventually, all this is going to be filtered down to maybe just one bin, or maybe just like my rack. I don't take this lightly because I've been selling media the whole time. It's just, you got in there. The majority of you all have multiple streaming services, and some of them you may have free ones from friends, and other ones you might pay. Or you might even be lucky and all these are free. But most people have to pay for multiple. And they can't justify, let's just say, for instance, this anime is on Hulu. And they can't justify buying it when they're already paying for Hulu and it's on there to watch for free. So therefore, why would they want to pay for it? Especially if it's not on a good sale price. So that's what I'm fighting. I have to give people a reason to want to buy something when they can watch it for free, or it's not even available for streaming, but they just like to say it because they're just trying to call a bluff that they think I'm doing, which I'm not. I don't know everything, but streaming is really hurting the sales of media, so I'm sadly going to be stepping down in the future. I just have a lot of units. It's just going to take some time. So in the meantime, as long as I have it, I'm going to carry the strongest selection I can, but also I have to do it now. But I'm going to replace it with, when I get the chance, Laserdisc, of course, vinyl, as I always did, music CDs. I'll carry more music CDs in the future, which is something that I always like to carry. Again, most people don't necessarily collect CDs, but a lot of the fandom that I see with older fans still really like the concept of CDs, and they still really like to buy them. It's just there's very few CD dealers out there. But figures is where I'm going to really go. Heavy on figures. I'm going to focus mostly on older fandoms that aren't that are common, but you just can't get enough Code Geass. Like everyone loves Code Geass. So I'm going to give you Code Geass when I have it. When I have it, I'm going to give you Code Geass in full force as much as I can. So there might be times I might only have 3 or 4 figures, and I might not have none, for other shows. But for instance, I'm going to Youmacon next week. For anyone looking for Code Geass figures, I'm going to have at least 50 figures of Code Geass, just as an example. Along with a ton of Fate, ton of Persona, ton of Miku, ton of a lot of good things. And of course, I try to get my fair share of Yamato ships from Star Blazers, anything from the Meiji Matsumoto, the Galaxy 29. Who doesn't love Maytel, Emerald Sahara? I'm speaking a little too old.
A masterpiece painting is ageless. So what is your favorite genre?
I guess I really like the horror. I really like the hyper violent stuff. So US Manga Corps, CPM is probably one of my favorite companies because they have a lot of that really crappy bad anime that I actually really like, because I start off my collection with a lot of that CPM stuff because it was really cheap at the time. This is when were around, and they were all floating a bunch of their stuff, and they were just throwing it in trash cans, sadly, and they take a saw blade and it would just go across the spines of all their things, and they would just discount a lot of their stuff, and I really started to really like their style. And I always have loved violence, and I love horror, and they're usually the best company for both. So, I love 80s and I love 90s. That's my jam. 80s and 90s. If I had to pick a favorite decade, my favorite decade would probably be 85 to 95.
Okay. I myself, that was the first company that I completed catalog-wise. So I know the same passion as well.
Yeah.
So, last question: are donuts really breakfast for champions?
Apparently, I have them, and so is the dinner of champions.
Ooh.
It's only $1.24 at Walmart versus waiting in line for 2 hours and spending $60 on your meal. But then again, it's not about waiting and being inconvenienced. It's about having that, those memories with friends and making, having good times at conventions with friends. But sometimes when I'm stuck at the booth and the hours are late, this is my go-to meal. I know, probably disgusting. I grew up in this stuff, and I actually like it. I like the convenience of how fast it is. I can eat it right out of the can, and hey, it's cooked. All you're doing in the microwave is just warming it up. Remember that, kids.
Any wise and parting words for the viewers at home?
Actually, I do have some really good words. I've been an attendee for a long time. I know you guys have too. Or if you haven't been, my greatest advice to you is, see something that you don't see often, and you know it's not normal, and you have the ability to spend the money on it, do not pass it up, because you will regret it. I understand you want to save money and you want to look around the room, but as a fellow senior con goer, sometimes there's just things you don't see, but when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. As soon as you see it, if you have the funds, just buy it. Just buy it. Do yourself a favor and buy it, because regret and having the nightmares about not buying it later and going, oh my God, I hope it's there the next day, and then it's not, really sucks. So if you have the ability to do it, trust me, it's worth it. Besides, money is meant to be spent. You're gonna die and you can't take it with you, so you might as well have some fun with it. You save a little here, spend a little more there. Overall, if you can make your life kind of even on the spending level, then you're doing pretty good.
Oh, yo, Joe, let's go.
Well, it was good seeing you guys, and nice talking to you, Justin.
Thank you, man.
With that interview being done, a question that I might be asked later is, when they finally stop producing DVDs and Blu-rays of anime to get for physical media, what will I do? And the simple answer is, collect until I'm done, and maybe upgrade a few along the way, because if it's done over, so be it. It's still a hobby to enjoy. There's people still collecting laser discs, and it's been many years before. Still popular enough to produce, if you will. So with that, see you next time, and watch that bean footage.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment below, watch my playlists, share with your friends, follow my social medias, ring that bell, and I'll have more to come later. Thank you for watching.